Hey guys, Ryan from Husky Moving here, Arlington, Massachusetts, serving greater Boston area. We do residential, commercial moves, full service. We do all sorts of specialty moves, hoists, pianos. We do assembly work. We do handyman jobs. We do artwork mounting, TV mounting. If it involves the home, we try to get it done. Sunday morning, I'm about to start a job. I got about 10 minutes before a job. I got here a little bit early. Um, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about being punctual in the industry. Um, what I'm about to talk about is complete common sense, in my opinion, but it falls through the cracks with a lot of people, and I hear it all the time from customers. When I first started this business, um, when I tell you that conservatively 80% of the reviews that I got back from customers in the first one or two sentences of their review mentioned the fact that I was either on time or early. And I'm not exaggerating. It was that frequent to the point where I noticed it clearly. Um, I've always tried to make a point with, as I've gotten older specifically, I wasn't great about it when I was younger, like a lot of young people. But as I got older, I started to realize how important it was to respect other people's time, mainly because I get annoyed when other people don't respect my time. And so I know what it feels like. So when you have these jobs, when you're lining up these jobs, try to line them up in a way where you're giving yourself a large window of time that you're going to be able to get from point A to point B for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, um, the moving industry, the assembly industry, anything that involves work, more often than not, the customer is going to downplay how much work needs to be done in any given job. So they're going to tell you they want three things done, and then when you get there, they're going to ask for five, six, seven things done. And that's pretty universal. That happens on almost every job we go to, is the customer undersells what needs to be done, or they undersell the amount of time that it's probably going to take to do something. So after, the third, fourth, fifth time of having this happen to you, you start to realize that this is kind of a thing that's common to the industry. And it's just something you got to deal with. So you got to, every time someone, tells you they think a job is going to take 3 hours, you got to assume it's going to take five. Um, and unfortunately, what that means is you have to give yourself large windows. If it's going to be important to you that you get somewhere on time, and when you say you're going to get there, you have to give yourself large windows of time. You can't be cutting it close. And what happens is you wind up, for sure, leaving money on the table. And I'm aware of that, because you have to choose kind of one of two things. You're either going to be punctual all the time, and then you're going to have to give yourself wide windows to be able to accomplish that, which means by default, you're not going to be able to pack in your jobs as tight as humanly possible. So that's one option. The other option is you pack in your jobs as tight as humanly possible and you make as much money as humanly possible. But the drawback of that, and I don't know that there's any way around it because I've been seeing it in action for 25 years, is you're late to jobs consistently. And people don't like that. And I think one of the things that's become commonplace in the service industry is that people who are out working have started to think that it's okay to just kind of go on their own schedule and show up whenever it's convenient for them. And I'm not talking about everyone, obviously. There's a lot of people that don't do that, but specifically in the contracting world, a lot of people talk about that pretty frequently. Like they'll say that the guy told them they were going to be there at 7 o'clock Monday morning, good to go, and then 10:30 rolls around, they're still not there, and that's relatively common in that world. And I think in the moving industry, I'm not going to say it's as common, but we kind of, I've seen liberties taken with other people's time, and I don't think it's a good way to go about doing business. I think if you're going to tell someone you're going to be somewhere, you got to be there, and you got to do what you say you're going to do. So whatever that means, you got to make it happen. And if that means you're losing money every day, a little bit of money every day, I would highly suggest you do that, because you got to keep in mind, we're not just talking about if you do a job on Monday and you're super concerned about what you're making for that job on Monday. Decent way to look at things, I get it, but we're not talking about Monday here. We're talking about Monday. We're talking about 2 weeks from Monday when their friend calls you. We're talking about a month and a half from now where their other friend calls you. We're talking about 4 months from now where their girlfriend calls you. Talking about 6 months from now when they call you back to hang their new TV that they got. This is a relationship that's going to theoretically last a decade between you, them, all their friends, all their family, everyone that they know. is what you're shooting for. So you got to keep in mind, it's not just about what you're making on Monday. It's not the relationship you're making on Monday. It's everything going forward. If you're starting off late to a job, or you're consistently not doing what you're telling someone you're going to do, they're not going to have the confidence in you to book you all the time for all their work. And they're not going to have the confidence in you to pass on your name and number to everyone else. So I would highly encourage you guys to show up when you say you're going to show up. Do what you say you're going to do. And if it means that you're losing a little bit of money in the short term, don't look at it that way. Think about the trust that you're gaining long term. The thing about trust, and you guys all know this anyway, I'm not saying anything you don't know. You can spend a decade trying to get someone's trust, and you can lose it in a minute, literally. That's true in relationships. It's true in work relationships as well. You got to continue to look at this thing as like a relationship that you're trying to foster. So when you say you got to be somewhere, you got to be there on time. You got to do what you say you're going to do. And these people will appreciate it. I promise you, they will appreciate it if you're valuing their time. All right, guys. I have a little bit more I want to say, but I think I'm going to cut it short because it's actually, I got to follow my own advice. I got to get over this job. It's right around the corner. I got about 5 minutes before I'm supposed to be there, so I'm going to shut this down. If you guys have any comments, please leave them in the comment section. Like the video if you got any knowledge out of this. And please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Trying to help out some of the young guys by doing these videos. And if you need to get a hold of me, my contact information is at the end of the video. Email, website, all the above. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your weekend. Make some money today.